They say sleep paralysis is just your brain waking up before your body. They say the shadows, the whispers, the weight on your chest aren't real. They're lying. It started 3 nights ago. Ava had just moved into her new apartment. Small, cheap, a little too quiet. But after a brutal breakup and a job switch, it was all she could afford. The first night, she woke up at 3:07 a.m. Couldn't move, couldn't scream. Only her eyes worked, locked on the ceiling, then shifting to the corner of the room. And that's when she saw it. A figure, lurking, watching. Long limbs, too long, and no face. Just an ever-stretching shadow, pulsing like it breathed. It didn't move, didn't speak, but it stared. She felt it. The moment her body unfroze, she gasped and flipped on the lamp. Nothing there. She brushed it off. Just sleep paralysis. Stress. Too much caffeine. But the next night, it got worse. Same time, 3:07 a.m. Same paralysis. But this time it was closer. At the foot of her bed. It tilted its head, like it was studying her. Then it opened its mouth. No sound came out. Just a clicking, like bones snapping underwater. Ava fought to scream. Tears ran down her cheeks. And just before she could move again, Thing leaned in and whispered directly into her mind, "You let me in." She woke up sobbing. Her mirror was cracked, and her phone had taken a photo at exactly 3:07 a.m. of her bed, with a second shape lying beside her. She deleted the photo, slept with the lights on, told herself it was stress. But deep down, she knew this wasn't sleep paralysis anymore. On night 3, she didn't sleep at all. She downed coffee, watched YouTube until sunrise, and even blocked her bedroom door with a chair. But sleep came anyway. Somewhere between blinks, she was gone. When she opened her eyes, she was still in her room, but the walls were wrong, pulsing, breathing like lungs. The chair she'd blocked the door with was gone, and something was under her bed, scraping the wood. Fast, like claws. Then, bang, something hit the inside of her mattress. Once, twice, then it pulled her under. Darkness. Ava screamed, flailed, but her arms didn't work. She couldn't breathe. She was inside something tight alive. A cocoon. No, a body bag. Then came the whisper. "You dreaming me now." She woke up on the floor, gasping. It was 3:07 a.m. Again, but now she couldn't see color. Everything was gray. The next morning, Ava tried to call her mom. The line buzzed, then answered, but it wasn't her mom's voice. "You're not Ava anymore," it said. "You're mine." She smashed the phone. She went to a sleep clinic that day, desperate for help. Told them everything. The doctor nodded calmly and said, "You're experiencing REM intrusion, a severe form of sleep paralysis." Then he leaned in and whispered, "Happens when you sleep in his bed." Her blood ran cold. "How do you know about him?" she asked. The doctor blinked and smiled. "Because I haven't slept since he took my body." Ava ran. That night, she made a plan. No sleep. Cameras on. Incense burning. Salt on the door. Holy water. Everything she'd found online. At 3:07 a.m., the lights went out. The cameras froze, and her body locked up. The figure appeared, closer than ever. It climbed on top of her, pressed its face to hers, and whispered, "The more you fear me, the more real I become." Ava forced her eyes shut. In her mind, she screamed, "I'm not afraid." Silence. When she opened her eyes, the thing was gone. She could move again. She'd won. But then, her phone buzzed. A video had been recorded. She hit play. It showed her sleeping, the thing standing beside her. And at the end, she sits up in bed, but her eyes are completely black. She drops the phone in terror, spins around, and sees herself sitting on the edge of the bed. It smiles. I told you. You're mine now. They assigned me to monitor case 173, severe sleep paralysis, recurring at exactly 3:33 a.m. each night. The patient, a 26-year-old woman named Alara, hadn't slept more than a few minutes for 2 weeks. She claimed something was visiting her, sitting on her chest, speaking in her voice. Standard delusions, or so I thought. My name is Dr. Rehan Adil. I study sleep disorders, have for 11 years, and until Alara, I thought I'd seen everything. I hadn't. Session 1 started quietly. She fell asleep within minutes. The monitors buzzed with brainwave data. Her REM cycle kicked in and froze. I noted the paralysis. Then something strange. Her vitals dropped, sharply, like her body was shutting down. Her eyelids fluttered. Suddenly, she spoke, but her lips didn't move. He's watching you now. I thought it was some deep dream state muttering. But then, my computer screen flickered. Just for a second. And I saw it. A face. Not hers. Not human. Pressed against the inside of the monitor. I shut it down. Fast. Maybe my mind was tired. Maybe. Session 2. I almost didn't show up. But curiosity wins over fear in my profession. This time, Alara was different. Resistant to sleep. Shaking. I don't want to go back there, she whispered. He's starting to like me. I gave her a sedative. She slumped. Everything seemed normal, until the shadows on the wall started moving on their own. They twisted slowly and formed a shape. A man tall, crooked, bones sticking where they shouldn't. His face was a mirror, cracked down the center. I blinked. Gone. The heart monitor screamed. She flatlined for 6 seconds, then gasped back to life. He's curious about you now, she mumbled through cracked lips. He thinks you're smarter prey. I went home that night and locked every mirror in my house. Then it started happening to me. The first night, I woke up at 3:33 a.m. Couldn't move. My ceiling looked wrong. It was rippling like water. Something was pressing through, trying to come down. I screamed inside my skull. My mouth wouldn't open. And then, I heard my own voice whisper, "You brought me home." When I could move, I vomited on the floor. My reflection in the puddle grinned back at me. At work, I reviewed Alara's footage, frame by frame. At 3:33 a.m., something flickered in the corner. A sliver of movement. A glitch in reality. So I zoomed in. It was her. But not. It was Alara's body, but the eyes were too black. Too wide. Smiling in a way no human should. Behind her stood the man. The mirrored face. Only this time, the crack had grown wider. And inside that crack, I saw my own office. I confronted her during session 3. "You've seen it before," she whispered, staring through me. "You're like me now. He's in your data, in your screens. That's how he travels." "He's just a delusion," I snapped, though I didn't believe it anymore. She smiled, blood trailing down her nose. "Then why did he follow you home last night?" That night, I dreamt of wires. They were wrapped around my limbs, my throat, burrowing into my skin. I tried to scream, but the sound came out as code. Ones and zeros dripping from my mouth. When I woke up, my walls were covered in binary, scratched in, deep. The pattern repeated every 4 digits. 3,333. The timestamp. The mark. The doorway. I resigned the next day. I deleted all my notes. I even tried to erase the footage, but my laptop wouldn't turn off. It played her session video on a loop at the 3:33 timestamp. The video paused by itself, and a new file appeared on my desktop. U.avi. I clicked it. The screen showed my bedroom, live, and me, lying in bed, frozen. The figure stood in the doorway. Alara was beside it, but her mouth had been stitched shut. They walked toward the bed, toward me, and the last frame of the video was me sitting up, slowly, smiling. I haven't slept in 3 days. My eyes bleed when I blink. There's a clicking in my jaw that wasn't there before. I see reflections of myself that don't move when I do, and I know if I sleep again. He finishes uploading. Uploading what? Me. So when you wake up at 3:33 a.m. and you can't move, don't look at the screen, because he'll be looking back. Your mind is no longer safe. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon for more stories that stay with you, even after you close your eyes. Nighty night.